you're not mentally strong. So I like this timeout here to try to get those guys reset and refocused.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
5 to shoot, and it's George finishing it off.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Yeah, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard. On defense, the West All-Stars. 4-point game. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And George drops them both.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
West All-Stars still look like they're getting going. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. And there's Bryant. That's good on the assist by Curry.
There they go. Finally able to drop one in on their 4th try.
Lowry kicks to Anthony. Stepped in the line, out of bounds there, and that will cost them the possession.
You know, that's hard to explain, that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
It's stolen by Wade. And here's the break. And Steph Curry with the foul. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Outside, George jacks up a 3. The shot is off. Now the West All-Stars the other way. Curry with him. Wade picks him up. They set the pick beyond the arc. Curry can't get it to go.
That's now 4 misses on their first 5 attempts. Still trying to find a rhythm and flow here offensively.
And they'll keep possession. And George, here we go.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throw.
And he sinks the second. And here is Curry. Paul George with the steal. Here's James, and the rejection by Leonard. Here's Bryant, and a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Left side, George. It drops for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot. And so here are the West All-Stars, trailing by 5. Westbrook against Wade. It's Westbrook with the drive, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And some changes here for the East. Andre Drummond's checked in for LeBron. DeRozan comes in for Dwayne Wade. And Thomas subbed in for Kyle Lowry. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Durant. Aldridge comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Green, he's checked in for Bryant. And Chris Paul subbed in for Steph Curry.
Whoa. That'll wake you up.
Is he an athlete or what?
No doubt about it. It's almost as if he lives in the air. And dunks like that have become quite commonplace.
Now, here's Aldridge. Double team on Aldridge. And it's the East All-Stars with the ball. And Anthony gets double-teamed. On the wing, George. Back to Thomas. Lets the three fly. It's stolen by Green. It's Westbrook with the drive, and he dunks it down.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
And the East All-Stars decide to take their first time out here. Some changes here for the East. Chris Bosh is checked in for Andre Drummond. LeBron comes in for George. And it's John Wall in for Thomas. And West also making a switch. Thompson, he's checked in for Russell Westbrook.
You know, I don't think that was the shot they had in mind, but they'll take it.
And the West All-Stars have possession. 6-point game. And there's the call on Bosh. That is his first foul of the game. .133 left to play in the first quarter. Cousins, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And he had more than enough room there for one of those trademark slams that he's become noted for.
And Greg, don't you think once he got that space, you just knew it was going to happen?
So did the defense.
Yeah, that's right.
And I tell you what, he does not squander those chances. I mean, he's always going to punch it home with that kind of chance.
Here's Paul. Following the basket by John Wall. They get the rebound. Aldridge. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
Yeah, he's an invaluable asset for them to have. No question about it.
And Green slams it in.
Boy, the prettiest play in basketball to me. Executed to perfection.
I don't think you're going to get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
No doubt about it, unless you're the dunkie. Because if you're the dunker, it's great. I don't necessarily appreciate somebody slamming one on the top of my head.
Well, you got to get out from under the hoop if you want to stay away, if you want to stay out of the poster.
Clock is at 3. Chance there to take the lead. Missing. No one near Wall as he lets it go. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
And finished off by LeBron. Cousins. Oh, he hits it! How about that shot? And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. East All-Stars lead by 1. We'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And guys, what's your take so far on what the East All-Stars are doing?
They've won the effort battle, and that's allowed them to control the backboard.
And it's been gang rebounding. I mean, everybody has done a great job boxing out for them, and it's showing up on the stat sheet.
Jimmy Butler is out there with Paul Millsap. Then there's Andre Drummond. Then it's Thomas. And it's Wade in at the 2. That's the 5 out there for the East All-Stars.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Double team on Thomas. Here's Drummond. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out.
it's Wade with the jam.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And guys, mark that play right there, because that could be the one that leads to a surge to break this thing wide open. And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
That's a nice catch. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Curry. Here's Davis. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And he's just going all out to get the second chance points. Just a terrific finish.
There was no one that was going to prevent MGA from converting that one.
Well, clearly this is the kind of game that could come down to 1 or 2 plays, and he wants to be the guy to make those plays.
And the East All-Stars call time here.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchups.
Yeah, I agree with you, because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
Big group substitution here for the East. James checked in for Millsap. Paul George comes in for Butler. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. And John Wall subbed in for Thomas. Here's James. No good. Great D that time from Durant. It's Harden with the drop.
And that's a punch to the jaw. This game as tight as it can be, and he pulls something off that we might not even see in the All-Star game, Kevin.
But, Clark, I don't know that he planned it out too far in advance. That was one of those things that you know, just happened.
I think it was premeditated.
I really don't. I think that he's one of those guys that just plays off of instinct, and they don't mind him making those kinds of plays, even in a close game.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Wall dishes to George. Stolen by Durant. Kicks it out to Harden. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wall.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
The West All-Stars making a switch here. Bryant's checked in. Now here's Harden. Outside Bryant. Just 5 on the clock. Stolen by George. And now Wall running the floor all by himself. That jam! I mean, just beautiful.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the East All-Stars.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Here is Bryant, following the score by DeMar DeRozan. 5 on the clock, and it's sent back by George. From deep, Wall. Wall missing again. Now here's Kobe, the fast break opportunity. Can they get it? It's Drummond with the rebound.
Against ordinary D, should not be pulling it up from out there. That was better than ordinary D.
There's the lob to the hoop. Harden's shot is off.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Drummond with it. Picked up by Davis. George passes to Wall. Down low. Outside for George. James wide open. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. George has got 3 assists in the game.
Yeah, you can see they've gave up a lot of points here in this run, and he just wants to break the momentum before this thing gets out of hand.
And, you know, that's a huge part of a coach's job, making sure you keep your guys in the best position possible at all times. So I like this timeout.
Timeout called here. The West All-Stars decide to talk it over. And some changes here for the East. Chris Bosh is checked in for Andre Drummond. Anthony comes in for George. And it's Kyle Lowry in for John Wall. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Here's James. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. They've been looking out of sorts in the last few possessions.
And this is when you need to be patient. Find a high percentage shot and have some floor balance.
Screen by Cousins. Paul kicks to Aldridge. Here's Cousins. Goes back up. Count that one, and the East All-Stars lead has been cut to just 7 on the basket from LaMarcus Aldridge.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Now here's DeRozan. He has 7. A rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the with the dunk like that.
And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. That sends Chris Paul to the free throw line. That one on DeRozan. Paul Millsap's checked in for the East. Butler comes in for DeMar DeRozan. Green against Millsap. The drive by Lowry. Puts up a 3. That is good. Lowry's got his first 3 points of the game.
How about that move? Is this guy special? But just love watching him operate inside.
And they're on the break. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now, they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
The West All-Stars have gone 1 of 3 at the line here. 2 shots. And so he hits both. 17 seconds left in the first half. Pass to Wade. The feed to Butler. West All-Stars with the rebound.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover.
And we've reached halftime in this one.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime. An outstanding first quarter for Paul George. He had 9 points, 2 block shots. And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to...
And now the third quarter about to get going. You look at Paul George in this game, guys. He's been everywhere.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
You know, guys, I think you've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him up like he has been.
On the floor for the West All-Stars, Steph Curry's out there with Russell Westbrook. Then there's Kobe. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Durant in at the 5 spot. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. Wade dishes to Lowry. Back to Wade. Out to Anthony. Here's the 3. Offensive rebound. Wade passes to LeBron. The drive by Lowry. Outside Anthony. And it's Anthony again missing.
They have yet to hit a shot. A real slow start here in the second half.
James outside. Feeds it to George. LeBron with a screen on Bryant. That's tipped, but they get it back. Wade with no one around. LeBron kicks to Anthony. Wade drives in. A shot by Lowry. Wide open. Buries the long-range jumper. Lowry's got 6.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
Now a timeout called by the West All-Stars, and the East All-Stars making a change here. Drummond's checked in. Here's West now. They trail by 11. It's Durant with the drive, and it's sent back by Drummond. Lowry dishes to Wade. Outside Anthony. Three-pointer, Lowry. It's rebounded by Leonard.
The clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
Curry passes to Leonard. Takes a 3. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Pass to Lowry. On the wing, George. And here's Anthony from the arc. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, he was boxed out and tried to get the rebound the only way he could.
Yeah, he got straight over the back and on top of him there, too. So nothing subtle about that one.
DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for the East. Wall comes in for Dwayne Wade. Then for the West All-Stars, Anthony Davis is checked in for Bryant. And James Harden subbed in for Steph Curry. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That'll be his second foul of the game. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Harden against Lowry. It's stolen by Lowry.
And how about the stingy defense there to deny that pass?
And Wall kicks to DeRozan. It's tipped. Anthony dishes to Drummond. And it's James Harden with the rebound.
Oh, nice play on D. Got that hand in the face and prevented him there from getting an easy look.
Exactly. Alert and aware. Really reacted quickly to that shot attempt.
And the East All-Stars with some changes. Millsap comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Kyle Lowry. Outside DeRozan. Outside Wall. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Wall's got 7.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
Harden draws the double. Leonard with no one around. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Butler kicks to Wall. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
And guys, how fun is it watching this fella just go to work?
Greg, it's not every point guard who can climb the ladder like he can.
Not at all.
Well, I tell you, I think his body control and concentration in the air are really unique.
Here's DeRozan, and that one is stuffed right through.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
And Westbrook, here we go. Davis, the pass to Westbrook. Here's Durant. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. And that's now 6 points for Kevin Durant. Now the dish to DeRozan. Millsap left side. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And some changes here for the East. Chris Bosh is checked in for Drummond. And Thomas subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. Down low, here's Bosh. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Timeout called here. The West All-Stars decide to talk it over. And the West All-Stars have possession. It's a 16-point game. Paul dishes to Cousins. The shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the East All-Stars.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively. They've been turning those turnovers into points.
Paul, no one around him. They grabbed their own miss.
Not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge, too.
They've been the aggressors, plain and simple, outworking them, fighting for every loose ball.
And Cousins throws it down.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better. The pass, the catch, or the slam?
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
And guys, you know what? You wouldn't know that they're the team that's actually trailing with how they were able to pull that play off.
And the East All-Stars making a change here. James is checked in. And so the ball out of bounds. Bosch touched it last.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Paul kicks to Cousins. Howard down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out? Almost like the 1-2 punch.
Sublime stuff, guys. Absolutely sublime.
Clark, he's going to start putting on a show now.
And that's usually how it goes. Once they get that lead, it's almost like they give him free reign.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Wayne Wade's checked in for Paul Millsap. Bosch up on top. Aldridge is covering. And there's the call on Bosch. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, nothing wrong with fighting for the rebound, but he gets nailed with the over-the-back call.
And, Greg, you know I was an offensive rebounder in my day. And I like that kind of aggressive play. But he's got to do a little better job of trying to get position earlier in that case.
That's a good point. Positioning is so vital when you're trying to rebound the basketball, and that's something that wasn't on display on that possession.
Kobe's checked in for some plug.
I'll tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
The drive by Paul, and he lays it straight in. Paul's got his second bucket of the game to go.
I mean, it's just fun to sit back and enjoy watching him operate. And that's what it looked like the D was doing as well. They're just sitting back and watching.
And here at the end of the... And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. And here's the East. At one point, they led by 16. They've got Drummond. Lowry out there with Dwayne Wade. Then it's Paul George. And it's Bosch in at the 4. So that's the 5 in the game for the East All-Stars. And George, here we go.
Oh, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And, guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
And it's Westbrook missing. It's stolen by Davis. Throws it up high. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Deflects the pass. Dishes it to George. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Back to Bosch. Lowry for three. And the rebound goes to the West All-Stars. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Wade powered down with both hands.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
And the East All-Stars call time here. Burke has some information for us, Doris.
Yes, guys, Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team. He was propping his guys up for their defensive pressure, saying, listen, the pressure you put on them has been fantastic. Keep pestering them, keep forcing turnovers, and we'll be in a great position to win this thing.
Catching up on the changes for the East. Anthony's checked in for Andre Drummond. Millsap comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's John Wall in for Kyle Lowry. And there's the call on Bosch. That's his fourth foul of the contest.
Yeah, but in the first half, he was just purely flawless as a ball securer. But that certainly hasn't been the case here in the second half.
Wall against Curry for the three. Millsap grabs the miss.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities.
Oh, wow. I mean, just beautiful.
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark, brilliant throwdown.
Just exerting his authority on that play.
Outside Anthony. Puts up a three, and the basket good.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And, Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
Westbrook kicks to Curry. Westbrook drives in, so the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, Westbrook has been great. 9 points and some assists, too. How about 3 of them?
And, guys, really impossible to say where he's been better, offensively or defensively.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, he's not missed a beat at either end. That's obvious.
Millsap's against Kobe. And Wall kicks to Anthony. It's deflected. Leonard with the steal. It's hauled in by George.
Yeah, it's been about the rebounding. Really, that's the dividing line in this game.
Yep, and they've simply shown more aggressiveness, guys. More desire to secure the ball. It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Now a timeout called by the West All-Stars. James checked in for the East. Wade comes in for Paul Millsap. And so here are the West All-Stars, trailing by 13. Curry passes to Cousins, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
To the middle, here's LeBron, and they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
And a sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
Cousins dishes to Leonard. Fires from deep. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist.
In the first half, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes. But finding themselves down now, they started to cast up a lot more triples. He's their go-to guy, and when he shoots the ball like he has today, that's what the scoreboard usually looks like.
And it's out of bounds, and they say last touch by Bryant. Here are the East All-Stars. At one point, they led by 16.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up Clark, that beautiful alley-oop dunk.
Yeah, that was nice. No doubt. There are assists, and then, guys, there are assists.
No hesitation at all on that alley-oop. Saw his teammate with the path to the hoop, and bang! Lobbed it right up there for him.
And he was ready for it, elevated, made the catch, and saw the result.
And you know what, though? I like the fact that he still chose that conservative finish there, just making sure he got the deuce.
Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for the East. Wade for three. Can't get it to go. The West All-Stars will go the other way with it. Leonard attacking. No good. Good work defensively by Anthony.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting. And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the East All-Stars.
Clark, look at their number of assists.
Well, they minimized the one-on-one situations, Kevin. They got the ball moving, and it found the open guy.
Great ball movement. You're right.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Paul George. You can do a lot to change a game other than scoring, and it was his quick hands on the defensive end that put them in the driver's seat.
Bryant can't get it to go.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
And Cousins kicks to Leonard. Takes a three, and that one's good.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
You're exactly right. I mean, take care of the ball, work the clock. It's a wrap.
Yep, nice game. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. LeBron with it. Guarded now by DeMarcus Cousins. Clock at 2. LeBron kicks to Wade. Off target from three-point range. Westbrook gets off. So it's the East All-Stars winning this one easily. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good execution really played a big part throughout.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. So long, everyone.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. Get jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.